There's about 5 games left in the NBA season, and we still don't know who MVP is. Like, is it Embiid? Is it Jokic? Is it Giannis? I mean, to be honest with you, it's probably between them three. I don't think anybody else needs to be in the race. It doesn't mean need to be no Devin Booker or no Jason Tatum or hell even no DeMar DeRozan or John Morant. It don't have to be those guys because these three are basically the top three players in the league right now, and they are top three in MVP voting, and I think it needs to stay that way. But between these three for winning MVP, bro, I have been going back and forth between Giannis, Jokic, and Embiid for the whole entire season, and I still don't know. I still don't know. Like, I'm going into this video without a consensus in my brain of who I want to be MVP for the season, or who I think's gonna win, or who I think should win it, because it's that damn close, bro. We gotta take it game by game. What I look at is I look at narrative. I don't think narrative really plays that big of a role. I think it plays some part whether we like it or not. I feel like team success is really big in my eyes, and I feel like stats in general. And there's some bonuses like just moments. If you have very big games, if you hit like your career high or some shit like that, or you break some record, that's just like bonus shit. But I don't really hold that against them. But at the beginning of the season, there was a guy who was doing his thing who isn't in these talks right now, and that is Stephen Curry, man. He was going insane, and everyone was just like, okay, he's going to win an MVP if he continues to play like this, and he didn't continue to play like this, bro. Bro had so many bad shooting nights, bro. His slump lasted for like 3 months, bro. It was so bad. But a guy emerged, and that was Joel Embiid, man, because he was doing his thing, man. And with making this video, I really wanted to be like a little bit structured into the way my criteria is, so I can actually, come to a consensus of who I think should win the MVP this season. But let's start off with Embiid. The man is averaging 30, 11, and 4, bro. If we want to start off with this narrative, the guy's case for MVP is just right in front of us. I mean, he didn't have Ben Simmons to start the season off, and he basically had nobody. He had nobody. He knew that Ben Simmons basically quit on him, and then he went out there and he gave us 29 for half of the season. He had to put this team on his back, man. But the thing is, with this narrative comes James Harden, because they ended up trading Ben Simmons away for James Harden, and then they actually came in and gave Joel Embiid help. I feel like narrative and team success, goes kind of hand in hand, because right now they're sitting at fourth in the East. They're sitting at 47 and 30, and to be honest, it kind of doesn't look good on Joel Embiid because he has James Harden. I think that kind of like ruined his narrative a little bit. I don't know why it did, and I don't know why it should, but that's just how it goes. But to be honest, I don't think that shit should matter. I really don't think it should matter, because the things that he was doing pre-Harden trade was just absolutely insane, bro. If you compare Joel Embiid in like the regular season last year and then to now, pre-Harden, oh my God, the improvements and the strides that this man has made with his offensive game. His playmaking took a leap. His shot selection was going insane. And I swear to God, at one point, I can't remember which game it was. I swear to God, at one point, they liked this man bringing up the ball. If you have your center bringing up the ball, I think you're doing something right, man. And I feel like when they, brought in James Harden, they're like, okay, all the touches that Joel Embiid's gonna get, he's gonna probably have to cut that in half, maybe. But it's just how it goes. Maybe that's the reason why people don't really include him in MVP talks. I really don't include him in MVP talks because he's been having some rough games lately. I'm not gonna lie, he's been having some rough games lately. His team hasn't really been up to par with how we would have thought they would have been so far. I mean, this team is built for the playoffs. We're not really looking at what they're doing right now, to be honest. I was really enjoying Joel Embiid, man. I was really enjoying Joel Embiid and what he was doing in Philly before James Harden got there, man. I really loved it, bro. And that's another reason why I was like, I don't want this James Harden trade to happen, but at the same time I do, just because it would be amazing to watch James Harden and Joel Embiid play. And then another thing is I just want to see Joel Embiid dominate for the rest of the season. That's what I wanted to see. But either way, we got some good ball. But another guy who's giving Joel Embiid a run for his money is Nikola Jokic, bro. The things that this man is doing this season is just insane, bro. If you want to go off counting stats, the man is averaging 26, 13, and 8. as a center, bro. And that's still crazy in my mind to even think that he's doing this as a center. He's averaging 8 assists. And if you even want to speak on narrative, his case for MVP is right there, bro. He does not have Michael Porter Jr. He does not have Jamal Murray. Everything that Joel Embiid was doing at the beginning of the season is like amplified because he has 2 starters out, his second and third best player, and then not to mention he's doing that for the whole entire season. So that already kills his narrative. That's basically what I was trying to say, is that Joel Embiid's narrative died once he got James Harden because Nikola Jokic is basically doing the exact same thing that Joel Embiid was doing, just without his his second and third best player. And the fact that his team is still in playoff contention in the West, where there's so many good teams, is just insane to me, bro. I mean, the man had a 49-point triple-double at one point. I mean, if we're going to keep it a buck, Nikola Jokic, in my opinion, has the best case for MVP out of all of these 3 players that I'm about to mention. I mean, although he's 6th seed in the East, it all can come down to if the Nuggets become a playing team. Because if the Nuggets become a playing team, it's going to be really, really hard to give this man the MVP. Because team success goes a long way, in my opinion, for the MVP award. And to be honest, he's sitting at 6th in the East. He's 46 and 32. But at the same time, if we want to look at wins, he's only a game behind Joel Embiid. And he's like 2 games behind Giannis, the next guy I'm about to bring up. He's just doing his thing. And I feel like Jokic, in my opinion, is a front runner for MVP in my eyes. Next guy who I have right behind Jokic for MVP, and I'm literally just picking Jokic for my MVP as the making of this video. He's literally my MVP at this point. But the guy who's right behind him is Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, for like the better half of the season, it was really a race between Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid, if we're going to be serious. But Giannis has creeped up, and he's right there, bro. He's right there. The man is averaging 30 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. I don't know how you don't reward this man MVP. But his narrative is kind of on the weaker side because he does have Jrue Holiday and Chris Middleton. But the thing is, the man is fresh off a Finals MVP and a historic playoff run. And somehow he got better. His jump shot has become damn near respectable. He's becoming consistent in mid-range. He's going for the damn scoring title, bro. He's top 3 in scoring this season. And he's doing all of this while being arguably the best defender in the damn league, and he is top 3 in Defensive Player of the Year voting. I mean, you can't make it up, bro. If Giannis has another historical season, like, it is very possible that he can win the scoring title. He can win Defensive Player of the Year. He can win MVP. First team All-NBA, first team All-Defense. And his team is good enough to go to the NBA Finals and win a championship. Not to mention, he can be Finals MVP. This could literally be one of the most historical seasons in NBA history. But it couldn't be completed if he doesn't win MVP. I mean, even if we want to talk about what Giannis has done this season for his team. I mean, let's go back to, at the middle of the season when Brook Lopez went down with an injury. He went down with an injury. He was out for a significant amount of time. And Giannis stepped up. I mean, he played 41% of his minutes at the center position when Brook Lopez was gone. And he kept his team afloat. And I really think that deserves, some love when it comes to talks in MVP voting, because he's a very valuable player on and off the court. I mean, I really wanted to use, how their teams perform when they're not on the court. And to be honest, they're all identical. They're all pretty shitty. So, you can't really use that because they're all bad. But anyway, I think that all 3 of these players deserve to be, MVP, man. I really think that they all 3 have strong cases, and it's very hard for me to pick. But if I had to pick right now, I would probably pick Nikola Jokic over Giannis and Embiid, because it's really, really hard. I'm not trying to say that Embiid and Giannis are having good seasons, and I really want people to come to agreements that just because one player is good and we want one player to win doesn't mean that we wouldn't be fine with the other 2 winning. You know what I'm saying? Or something like we don't have to tear down one player to bring another player up when they're all good in their own way, man. I guess that's all I got. I mean, I guess I have Jokic and then Giannis and then Embiid. I don't really know if that's even going to hold up because, I mean, Giannis just had a bad game. Jokic is playing the Lakers right now, and he has not been good in the first quarter. Um, it's so hard, bro. It's so hard to pick an MVP for the season, man.